And whatever y'all want to do over there in the UK and the England and the Windsor and the Buckingham, y'all can do it over there. That's fine. Y'all can do it over there. But I'm talking about American reporting. I'm talking about I would have left this case alone probably because I couldn't, if it hasn't made itself clear by now, give a shit about these people. I think it is preposterous and asinine and stupid that people in the United States care about these people. We fought wars, people died. Our Constitution is based on the fact that these people didn't know how to damn act. Not only that, people over there in England, what is to current day Wales, England, and all that, fought wars because these people didn't know how to act. And now we were clapping like seals because they got married. I don't give a shit. And I would have kept not giving a shit until they brought Britney Spears' good name into it, till they brought the Free Britney movement by proxy into it. Now I got something to say. Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine? Thank God it's Friday. I'm doing quite well. I am putting this video out, and I'm also going to be probably going live a little bit later with another former child star from Nickelodeon who has some things to say. So make sure you check that out too. Lots going on today. But I really could not wait until next week to say what I need to say. And just, warning, I'm going to let you know it might get a little ranty because I am really perturbed. I am really perturbed at the situation that's going on. And it does have to do with Kate Middleton and somehow also Britney Spears. So on Instagram last night, minding my own business, and definitely not doing that. And I think it was the Britney Army General posted something about this article. Basically, the post, her post was saying something along the lines, understanding why certain people who talk about Britney were being referred to as trolls. I didn't really understand what was going on, but she had tagged me in it. So then that led me to go and read this article. And I thought what we would do today is read the article together, and I have to do an absolute line by line takedown of this bullshit because it is absolutely propaganda and I gotta call it out. Till my last day on earth, I'm gonna be calling out New York Times propaganda because we already saw what they already tried to do with Britney Spears. Now, before we get into the article though, I do want to remind y'all. I just want to remind you because it is easy to forget the traditional media, such as New York Times, such as CNN, et cetera, they love to do a good history rewrite. Just like how Dan Schneider is trying to delete all the scenes, cut the scenes that he's now in trouble for. That's what they be doing. They be going back in time and just editing articles. They delete them. I found complete lies in articles that never were deleted. And so, that's what they be doing. So let me pull this first article up. Hold on. Okay, let me remind you of a time in history before Britney was free, before all these documentaries and things had come out, before all these movements had been started and spun off because of Britney Spears. Let's go back to a time not that long ago, May 2019, almost exactly 5 years ago. What you are looking at here is a CNN article. Mainstream, traditional media, reputable, allegedly, respectful, respected, allegedly. What's the title say right here? 2019. Knowing what we know today. What does it say? Chloe Mayloss, shill. There's no need to free Britney, say people close to the singer. Britney Spears is in more control of her life and health than some of her supporters seem to believe. Two sources close to the singer tell CNN. So what is it, Jamie Spears and Lou Taylor? There's an impression that she's in a jail cell. One of the sources who has known Spears for more than a decade said, she has an amazing life. These individuals who are in regular contact with Britney have direct knowledge of her current state. They said they wanted to speak out to clarify unsubstantiated reporting by other outlets about the singer's health over the past several months. They said this includes inaccurate reports of discord between Spears and her family, allegations she was forced to seek mental health treatment, and speculation by supporters on social media that she's restricted in her daily life. Well, what did we end up finding out from Britney herself? Not sources close to her. No. What did she say in court? She was held against her will in a mental facility. She was trafficked. She said the only thing that she could think of close to her situation in California is sex trafficking. That's what she said just 2 years after this. So come to find out, this was false reporting by Chloe Mayloss. That's her right there. She got me blocked on Twitter. Now, there's some other stuff she said in this article. She's been under conservatorship since 2008. Sources say they are in favor of the conservatorship. Well, I bet they are because I guarantee you they were making money off of it. And who are these sources? I don't even know. But I'm not going to take their word more for it than Britney Spears, who already came out and said, and a court who has already come out and agreed that she don't need a conservatorship. Her parents appeared at a regularly scheduled court hearing held annually for her conservatorship just last week. Lynn Spears had filed a legal motion to be kept informed of all matters. Look, one source. Of course, Britney wants the conservatorship to end because she's not of the right mental state to understand her issues. She has a mental illness, and it doesn't mean she needs to be locked up, but she was locked up. All right. So, this is just to kind of show y'all false reporting about Britney Spears. And look, there's no need. The title says, "Shut up, Free Britney." We don't need you little fans speculating about things. Let me show you one more thing. Jamie Spears. Here is another mainstream media article. This one is from Vanity Fair, and it is from August 2020. So about a year later after this one we just looked at, the No Need to Free Britney, Chloe Mayloss, Mockingbird shill. 1 year later, a year and a half later or so, Britney Spears' dad says the Free Britney movement is a joke. We don't want those kinds of fans. Come to find out, the Free Britney movement saved Britney from at least some forms of legal incarceration. Now, I haven't really seen Britney Spears out and about that much. I haven't really heard much from her. She said in her court statements that she wanted to do a tell-all interview. She wanted to tell everybody what happened. She said recently, on her Instagram post, which who knows who posts those, that one of her phones was stolen with all her notes and all her memories and all this stuff. So it is still a little bit weird and sketchy what's going on with Britney Spears. Nothing has advanced in court. Nothing has happened to hold anybody accountable. And almost every statute of limitations seems to be expiring as we speak for anybody to be held accountable. So I think that it's actually warranted for people to be concerned about, justice for Britney. Is she actually really free? Or is she being held illegally against her will? That is not a conspiracy theory. That is a question. And the reason that I have the question is because there's no transparency. Look at this article. Britney Spears' dad says the Free Britney movement is a joke. We have verified that that is not the case, right? Courts have agreed that the Free Britney movement did a lot to help Britney. Actually, Britney's lawyer and Britney herself thanked the Free Britney movement, so it isn't a joke. Britney Spears' dad, Jamie Spears, finally speaking out. This 4 years ago, 3.5. In an interview with Page 6, he said that any attempt to remove Britney from the conservatorship is a joke. Well, it wasn't too much of a joke because we did it, didn't we? And you over there with your one leg in Louisiana. What's the joke now? All these conspiracy theorists don't know anything. The world don't have a clue. That's what he said. Look at it. It's up to the court of California to decide what's best for my daughter. It's no one else's business. That's what Jamie Spears said, right? But what ended up being the case? It was our business because he involved institutions of public concern, including the courts of California. It was our business. And thank God we got into it. Because if not, Britney Spears, God knows what would have happened to her by now. Hello? He also denounced claims that he's withholding money from his daughter, saying, I have to report every nickel and dime spent to the court every year. How in the hell would I steal something? Well, we know from court records now, he did misappropriate money. Yes, he did. He was up to the eyebrows in conflicts of interest with Lou Taylor and TriStar and everybody else. He owed her money at the beginning of the conservatorship and then installed her as the manager. He was running around backstage screaming at people to get things done, talking about, I am Britney Spears. And Britney herself had said that she didn't have access to her own money. She said after the conservatorship, she never had access to cash ever. Hello. But look, reputable source right here, Vanity Fair, quoting sources close to Britney Spears, her own father. All these conspiracy theorists don't know anything. So not to beat a dead horse here, but we have proof from within the last 5 years that concerned fans, concerned, other way to put that, members of the public, we the people, had valid concerns, justified, now court verified concerns about Britney's health, her safety, and her financial condition. People close to her were lying, trying to get us to not worry about it. And the media, namely this shill, was happy to oblige. Now, also, this shill got me blocked on Twitter. That's how authentic this news is these days in this country. And somebody the other day had accused me of being a Trumper or something. I just want to be very clear. I don't have a political affiliation. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I'm not a fan of Joe Biden. And that's really therein lies the problem. Y'all want to treat celebrities and politicians and traditional media journalists as if they're all the same, and they are not. Politicians are not people to be fans of. They are people to hold to account. They derive their powers from the consent of the governed, and that is us. Not to beat a dead horse from a Mark Lates video, but the reason America even exists on paper is specifically because people were being tortured, abused, killed, every other thing under the sun for criticizing politicians, for criticizing their representatives, for criticizing their government, for not being able to freely speak. That's why the American colonies revolted. We're going to get into that a little bit more, but I just want to set the stage here before we get into this asinine New York Times article. I wish I could say I'm shocked and appalled that they even posted it, but I mean, after seeing like this for the last 5 years, I'm not. It's par for the course. Somebody the other day accused me of being Trump tactics or something because I say stuff like this news is fake. But what else would you possibly call this? It's still up. Thank God they didn't delete it, because I mean, I think they should have a record of it. There's no need to free Britney, say people close to her. It's a joke. We don't have a clue. We're just conspiracy theorists. Okay? Well, what did we end up finding out? Britney was being held against her will. She was a hostage. She said in her own words, she was being equivalent to trafficked. Okay? All right. So let's get into this Kate Middleton stuff. Now, this is a New York Times article. I can link it in the description box below. Sometimes the articles, you could click on them and you can read them. Sometimes they're behind a paywall, which, I mean, not to get into a conspiracy theory mindset, but I do think it's interesting. Sometimes when you really want to read a New York Times article, there's a paywall. And sometimes it's just open and free. I don't know why. Kate Middleton, this is the title of the New York Times article. Kate Middleton, Britney Spears, and the online trolls doubting their existence. Grab a snack. We'll be here a while. Look at the framing. Let's do a media analysis here. I'll give y'all what I got in college and it'll be for free. You don't have to pay me tuition. Of everything they could have said in this title, look what they said. Kate Middleton, Britney Spears, and the online trolls doubting their existence. Well, first of all, it's a loaded phrase because for two reasons. Number one, they're telling us that people doubting Kate Middleton exists online. I haven't seen that anywhere. I've seen people speculating that she's dead. Yes, I have. I've seen nobody say Kate Middleton is AI robot and she don't exist. She's fake. Have you? If you have, put it in the comments, put it linked down below. Do you think anyone, even people who think Britney Spears is dead, which I know there are some people who think that, people who think Britney Spears is dead, do they doubt that Britney exists? No. So in and of itself, it's like a red herring. It's a red herring. Look over here. There's people who think Britney and Kate don't exist. No, it isn't. It's also a straw man because you're building something up, making something out of nothing. Nobody said that. And you're attacking it. It's just like with Dan Schneider, who said, I think what would be really good is if we had a psychiatrist to make sure, a licensed therapist, who would make sure that these kids actually really wanted to be on TV. Straw man. Nobody said the kids didn't want to be on TV. They said, you're a gross pervert. Let's talk about that. Right? This title alone, Kate Middleton, Britney Spears, and the online trolls doubting their existence. No one's doubting that they exist. Why is there a New York Times article about this? Why is that the headline? And then anyone who casts any doubt on any official narrative must be an online troll. And it's sounding very similar to this. Hello? Whether it's just for kicks or propelled by genuine doubt, the unsupported claims about celebrities and public figures keep gaining traction online. I swear to God, I could talk for an hour on this sentence alone. I could talk for an hour on this sentence alone. First the fuck of all, just I'm heated. I've been heated since last night. That's why I'm making two. When's the last time y'all saw me make 2 videos in a day? Britney Spears is a celebrity. Agreed. What is Kate Middleton? What is she? Not who is she, what is she? The Princess of Wales or whatever in the hell she is? What's her next job about to be? Queen of England. Kate Middleton is on deck to be the Queen of England. It's a far cry from a mere celebrity. And in fact, in about 1682 or some shit, I don't remember what year it was, but some year in the 16, maybe 1606, something like that, there was a whole entire war. The King of England, Charles I, was executed by the people because they didn't want a king no more. They wanted a democracy. They wanted a government that they had some say in. They wanted a representative democracy. They killed their own king. And back in the 1600s, around that same time, they were sending their cousins all off into exile, breeding with each other, cousins, first cousins and things, fought this war. And then they came to an agreement. The democratic monarchy, or so whatever y'all call it over there, some insane asinine bull to keep these inbreeding freaks as kings and queens of this country. That was 400 or 500 years ago. Okay. So we're not talking about a celebrity. We're talking about the next in line to be the head of state of a whole nation. All right. This ain't a celebrity. Therein lies the problem. All these tabloids commissioned by the royals, the real royal here is the only one I see on the screen is me. This ain't a celebrity. But if you look at the British tabloids that are obviously and clearly only running things that this royal family will let them run, because that tabloid media, the British tabloid media, has special access to royal events, special exclusives they give to these British tabloids and other tabloids. This ain't a celebrity. She finna be the Queen of England. Hello? Not only that, she don't have a job. How do y'all think they pay how do they keep the lights on in Kensington, Buckingham Palace, wherever in the hell they live? How do they keep the lights on? Taxpayer money. Huh? Hello? These freeloading, inbred freaks who want to play LARP all day as if they're in charge of something, on the one hand, they're just simple celebrities who deserve privacy on the other hand. No, no, ma'am, you're not going to be getting away with that over here on this channel. No, you're not. This ain't a celebrity. It's a person who's deriving their entire income, their entire standard of living off of taxpayers in the country. And it ain't cheap. You know, their wedding, William and what's her name? Kate's wedding is one of the most highly televised and watched television events in history. And it comes as a surprise. It comes as a surprise to the New York Times that people might wonder why in the hell nobody has seen this woman in 3 months. I'm not even getting into why, where, who, what's the grainy photo, what's the what. What I will say is the palace released a fake picture of this woman to try and assuage people's concerns. It was fake. It's been withdrawn as fake. Let me show y'all that. It had more than 15 million followers on the Instagram account. Now infamous heavily edited photo of Kate and the children was posted there March 10th. Look at this. This is another so-called reputable source, the Washington Post. How a doctored photo of the Princess of Wales triggered a media crisis. Media crisis, right? The royal family, the royal inbreds, had just released a photo of Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her 3 kids, officially a greeting in honor of Mother's Day in Britain, yet one that also arrived amid frenzied speculation. See, they're already blaming us. Oh, look, the people, the international public, is concerned about the future head of state, health, and whereabouts. Frenzied speculation about the future queen striking absence from public eye since January. They had this expert in editing and retouching photos. What's up with the princess's hand? Why were her fingers so blurry? The photo quickly went viral and it contained numerous manipulations easily visible. Within hours, the major news wire services that had circulated those photos, Associated Press, were asking clients to stop using it. Okay? So it isn't online trolls. This is the Associated Press, which doesn't hold too much weight with me, to be honest. But their sources that they love so much, not online trolls, told people to stop using the photo because it was fake. Okay. So maybe, I don't know, perhaps that might have had something to do with the people asking, where is Kate Middleton? Is she alive even? Why would they have the woman in a fake photograph if she was well enough to take a picture? Okay. Something else I wanted to point out. I've been doing a lot of research about the first governor of New Jersey. His name was Edward Hyde, and he was a member of this so-called royal family. You could trace his descendancy right back down to these people. I mean, it's really like the same few little families that keep having kids with each other. They all first cousins, second cousins. Okay. So I've been doing a lot of research on this man. He was basically run out of England. It's widely speculated that the entire American Revolution, the Declaration of Independence, the first founding laws of this country were a direct lashback to what this guy, Edward Hyde, had put the colonists up against and stuff. So, like everything else, the stories are all different. So I've been literally going back in like the archives and things like that. And in this research that I've been doing, I've been realizing that stuff that goes on today been going on for 500-600 years since, recorded history. Used to be the queens would have to give birth in front of a lot of people. Why? First, to make sure that the kid that came out is actually her kid, meaning, that's not some other baby they switched out. Because it was really important back in the day, especially before there was representative democracy. It was just monarchies. Well, we need to know for sure that the person ruling the country is actually the lineage of the king and queen, right? The other reason that people would watch the queen give birth is to make sure that she was safe, to make sure that no one killed her off, no one did anything to her, no one did anything to the newborn king or queen or future royal or whatever, the baby. So the concept of medical privacy for a queen is brand new. People used to watch them give birth. A lot of people. People used to watch them take a shit. The reason that people would watch the queen give birth is so they could run out and tell the public. Yes. Proclamation, indeed. Baby boy born. Heir to the throne born. Some royals, like in Venice, for example, when they would consummate their marriages on the first night, this is all, fake science at this point. But they used to believe if you were truly had never been with a man before, that there may be some evidence of that may come out on the sheets, namely blood. They would take them sheets and put them on a flagpole outside of the castle with the blood on it from consummating the marriage. Is it barbaric? Absolutely. Is it right? Probably not. But I could see how that happened back in that time. It's like was very important to them for whatever reason. The person be touched or whatever. Trying to use the right words here to not trigger any algorithms. So the concept of medical privacy for a queen or a future queen, unheard of until about 15 minutes ago. Now, do I think that the woman should have some medical privacy? Yes. I did see on Popcorn Planet, somebody from the hospital is trying to leak her medical records and things like that. I do think that's a bridge too far. I don't think she should have had to give birth in a room where 15 people are watching just to prove that the heirs of the thrones are the heirs of the thrones. I don't think any of that. But Kate Middleton is not a born queen. She married into this. She married into it. And I seem to remember, correct me if I'm wrong, these royals They all gotta go through extensive training before they marry into this family, learning who all the cousins, all the nephews, all the aunts, uncles, LMNOP, all that stuff is. So there's no way, in my opinion, that Kate Middleton wasn't completely aware of exactly what she was getting into, insofar as the public is gonna be very, very interested in your medical situation, right? Again, this ain't a celebrity. This isn't a celebrity. They wanna be celebrities because celebrities are the new royals. Celebrities are the new royals. So they have to keep up. Oh, they're celebrities. Are they heads of state? If they're celebrities, they need to move the fuck up out that castle and to LA like the rest of them. Harry and Meghan, that's celebrities. That makes sense. They checked out of this royal business. This is next in line to be the Queen of England. Of course, people are going to speculate about her health. That has been happening for 5, 7, 1,000, 1,200 years. Is she alive? Is not an online troll, what'd they say? Doubting her existence. And whatever y'all want to do over there in the UK and the England and the Windsor and the Buckingham, y'all can do it over there. That's fine. Y'all can do it over there. But I'm talking about American reporting. I'm talking about, I would have left this case alone probably because I couldn't, if it hasn't made itself clear by now, give a shit about these people. I think it is preposterous and asinine and stupid that people in the United States care about these people. We fought wars, people died. Our Constitution is based on the fact that these people didn't know how to damn act. Not only that, people over there in England, what is to current day Wales, England, and all that, fought wars because these people didn't know how to act. And now we were clapping like seals because they got married. I don't give a shit. And I would have kept not giving a shit until they brought Britney Spears' good name into it, till they brought the Free Britney movement by proxy into it. Now I got something to say. So we 30 minutes into it and haven't read the first sentence, but you know, that's what you get over here. Kate Middleton, Britney Spears, and the online trolls doubting their existence. It sends rage through my spinal cord to read this sentence. It's just nothing but gaslighting and false framing of what's actually going on. Whether it's just for kicks or propelled by genuine doubt. What are they talking? Who wrote this article so I can call them by name? Michelle Rohn? Hold on. Who wrote it? Tiffany Hisu. Sorry about it, girl. You're about to get the Chloe Maylosh treatment because you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Going to Columbia, writing school, or wherever in the hell you went, and then this is what you're doing. Tiffany Sue. New York. She's a technology reporter. Oh my God. This is insane. I feel like I'm living in the upside down. Tiffany Sue, I'm a technology reporter for the New York Times, covering misinformation. You mean like this? The misinformation you yourself just perpetuated, girl? And disinformation. Well, I don't know about a misinformation and a disinformation. What I do know is, and what's not true is something misleading, which is exactly what you just did with this stupid and asinine New York Times article. They're going to, let me Wayback Machine this because they're going to change it. They're going to change this title. I write about the quality of information and the many threats against shared facts. Threats against shared facts, like when Buckingham Palace released a fake photograph of the future Queen of England. I follow false narratives, like the one you just created. Conspiracy theories. Oh, you know who else was covering conspiracy theories? Vanity Fair. And they ended up having to eat these words because it ended up turning out we were vital and instrumental in saving Britney Spears' life. Turns out those theories might have had a little bit of weight, might have had a little bit of bulk. Oh, I'm putting this in the thumbnail. My background. She's been a journalist for more than 2 decades and she looks about 25 years old. The disinformation team. Of course she worked for this other shill organization, the LA Times. Where'd she go to school? I don't know why I'm getting Columbia vibes. Listen, y'all. I don't miss. What did I just say? Y'all saw it in real time. And when I say I'm getting messages from the mothership, that's what I mean. Call it psychic, call it intuition, call it whatever you want. But that's why I don't lose. And it ain't coming from me. I'm just a container, as it were. God's favorite. Did I not just say, y'all just saw me do it? Who is this girl? I said it. Who's the author? I had to look it up. Y'all saw me thinking that it was Michelle Roan. I was about to drag her for no reason. Then I had to go to this. Tiffany Sue, y'all saw me do it. I said, I don't know why I'm getting Columbia vibes. I don't know why I'm getting Columbia vibes. Not only did she go to Columbia for journalism, get a master's degree, she also went to Columbia to get an MBA, a master's in business administration. I don't miss. I don't miss. Let's get back to this. Tiffany, let's put you up on screen rest of the time. Miss Disinformation, Misinformation, Conspiracy Theory Campaign. She's the one wrote this bullshit. She's the one wrote this article. They playing in our face. And guess what, bitch? You ain't the only one went to an Ivy League university. Ain't the only one I got a terminal degree, actually. I have a doctor. I'm a Juris Doctor. So your Columbia degree don't impress me. And neither does this false narrative you're putting out. Kate Middleton is not a celebrity. She is the future head of state. It is not new. It is not, gaining traction. No, bitch. This been going on 1,000 years. In the laundry room. There was nothing in there. I just threw him on top of that basket. Love you. Let me tell you something, Tiffany. Miss Columbia. Miss Disinformation, Misinformation, Conspiracy Theory. Let me tell you something. It's been about at least 1,000 years that the public has been concerned about the health of the future head of state. It's been at least 1,000 years. It's not new. I don't know if they taught you that at Columbia. They definitely taught you how to manipulate an audience. They definitely taught you how to write a manipulative, misleading newspaper title. Yes, they did. Want to know how I know? I went to Wharton. I took some classes over there. I know what they do. Telling you what colors to make the inside of your restaurants to make people eat more and stuff. Yeah, they told me that. It's yellow. I'll give y'all that for free. Yellow and red color combinations make people more hungry. Allegedly. I mean, I didn't test it. I don't know if Tiffany knew this or not. People been wondering and concerned about the health of the future head of state for like 1,000, 1,200 years. Not just anywhere either, in that specific country. Just in case you didn't know. That one's for free. You don't have to pay me tuition for that one, Tiffany. Kate Middleton has long been a magnet for unproven rumors. What about the fake picture? Oh, that proven rumor. The AP came out and said, the picture's fake, don't use it. How about that? You didn't want to lead off with that, Tiffany? You want to lead off with that. You wanted to lead off with this rhetoric. You wanted to lead with this rhetoric. And I promise you it's going to age just the same. You need to delete the article and go back to the classroom and start over. You need to start over. Because listen, if it's not clear by now, y'all, the reason I'm so upset about this, personally insulted by this, is because this is the New York Times. This is the New York Times. It's not even like TMZ or the Daily Mail. This isn't the Daily Wire or the Daily Mirror, which is overseas publication. I'm shaken. It's the New York Times. One of the most seminal cases, one of the most important free speech cases. New York Times versus Sullivan or Sullivan versus New York Times. Some of the most important cases that have gone all the way to the Supreme Court about our ability as the public, as the people, to speak freely, freedom of the press, freedom of speech, have been fought and paid for by the New York Times. They've done a lot for our freedoms of speech as an organization in the Supreme Court. Yes, they have. Hate them or love them. And an institution that understands how important free speech is for themselves, understands how important free speech and journalism is when they need to report on some truth or something that's false. They don't understand the public is allowed to speculate about the royal inbred family. What in the hell is the New York Times even doing? Trying to us. And then looping Britney Spears into it as if that's a damn leg to stand on. Like the conspiracy theorists weren't 100% correct about Britney Spears already in the past. And a court has agreed. This is the New York Times. A woman who went to Columbia for a double master's. Kate Middleton has been a magnet for unproven rumors. She pressured an art gallery to remove a royal portrait. She split from her husband. She changed her hairstyle to distract from pregnancy rumors. She did not give birth to her daughter. Well, listen, that's the reason that the queens and the future queens used to have to give birth in front of a bunch of people. This has not been a specific to Kate Middleton issue. And in fact, I believe Kate Middleton has gotten the best treatment of any royal, period. I've never seen one bad thing published about the woman. Everyone seems to be obsessed. They hate Meghan Markle. They hate Andrew, which they should. He's Epstein's friend. This ain't new. Poor Kate Middleton. People don't even think her child is hers, but that's because they've blurred lines. Just like this is so irresponsible. They're blurring the line between a Britney Spears and a Kate Middleton. It's incorrect, it's inaccurate, and it goes against the founding documents of this country, which were literally written and crafted to oppose these crazy ads. Hello? This year, speculation kicked into overdrive. Miss Middleton, now Catherine, Princess of Wales, has laid low since Christmas. Kensington Palace said she was recovering from a planned abdominal surgery and unlikely to resume royal duties until after Easter. Conspiracy theorists, look at that. Who else said that people were conspiracy theorists? Jamie Spears, a source close to Britney, and he was lying. Okay. But they sure did try to use this against us. They sure did. Yes, they did. Chloe Mayloss, another Tiffany, except she didn't go to Columbia, I don't think. Conspiracy theorists had other more sinister ideas. This is disinformation. Tiffany, I'm going to show you how to spot it. Hey, you watching? I know you are. Hey, girl. Put a red flag in the chat for Tiffany. This is how you spot disinformation. It's right here. It's called a dog whistle. A dog whistle. This phrase is a dog whistle. Conspiracy theorists had other more sinister ideas. I'm going to use my English degree now. I got one of those too. Another way to put this is concerned members of the public were concerned. You know what else she left out? The fake picture. It really ramped up, these conspiracy theories really ramped up after the fake picture because it leads a reasonable person, a reasonable member of the public to ask, why? Why did they put out a fake picture? Unless something's wrong. Unless she's unable to take a picture. Why did they put out a fake picture of this woman? She left that part out. She loves to use loaded phrases here and make assumptions that aren't there. But down here, a couple sentences later, she leaves out a very important point, very important context. This year's speculation kicked into overdrive. Kate has laid low since Christmas. Kensington Palace says she was recovering from a planned abdominal surgery and she wouldn't resume royal duties until after Easter. Conspiracy theorists had other more sinister ideas. Other more sinister ideas than what, Tiffany? Then what? I don't see anybody saying she didn't have abdominal surgery. I see people saying maybe the surgery didn't go good. Maybe she's sick. Maybe something happened. Why'd she put out a fake picture? The only false. This is not what people are saying. This is another straw man. The only explanation for the future queen's long absence was that she was missing, dying, or deceased, and that someone was trying to cover it up. Not true. That's not the only explanation. I might have seen one person saying she's dead and they're going to clone her. Okay, maybe one. But is that worth a New York Times cover story? No, it's not. This is to make it seem like anybody with any concern is a stark raving idiot, lunatic, conspiracy theorist. The reason that I know that's what this is because I've seen it time and again. I mean, I just in a brief search found 2 articles that came to mind. Kate Middleton is probably dead. Read one Twitter post. So Tiffany needed to write a whole article because one guy on Twitter said Kate Middleton is probably dead. This has literally been going on for 1,000 years, Tiffany. Just relax. The people can speculate. It's really fine. And here's the other thing. What if everybody on planet Earth just assumed and speculated and theorized that Kate Middleton was dead and they were wrong? What if? So what's the problem with that? People can't believe something wrong? People can't speculate something wrong without being tisked by the New York Times? By the likes of you? So what? Seriously, someone explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Let's say everybody on the planet Earth thinks Kate Middleton's dead right now, and she's not. Let's say she's going to just come back out after Easter and she's fine and she wasn't dead the whole time. So what's the harm? Hmm? A substantial portion of the population believes in Santa Claus. What's the harm? A substantial portion of the population believes in all kind of things. That's not real. What's the harm in people just being wrong and stupid? We got to get tisk tisked? No, this is propaganda. This is propaganda to make you feel stupid, to make you feel wrong, to make you feel incorrect whenever you doubt the official narrative. And let me remind you, the official narrative includes a fake picture that's now been recalled. Okay. So people already in this story have reason to doubt the official narrative. The Buckingham Palace put that picture out. Hello. Hello. This is propaganda. And what I really think, speaking of conspiracy theories, because I'm already a conspiracy theorist, I don't mind getting called that. So just do it. I don't think this has jack to do with Kate Middleton. I think this is all a big look over here, red herring for something else really going on. What's that something else? I don't know. We're being distracted from it. Maybe Epstein, maybe who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I can't speculate. But I do know that no news leaves out of that palace without them approving of it. So it's kind of like, look over here, Kate Middleton. Something else is going on over here, I promise you that. And this is all your tax dollars if you live over there, just so y'all know. And who's this one post on X? It's like, really? We're writing New York Times articles about one post on X. You don't even give me evidence that the post existed. You don't tell me who it was. Was it Britney the Queen Stan? Who was this post on X? Who gives a shit about a post on X? She was saying Joe Biden tweeted. That's newsworthy, girl. A post on X. You don't have nothing else to talk about? You couldn't have wrote a whole article about the false picture that came out, the fake picture. You couldn't have wrote an article about that. You're writing about one person on X who you're not even giving credit for their tweet. You're not posting their tweet. You're not showing me proof of the tweet. Ain't a link to the tweet. In her invented death, which, okay, look, to be fair, oh my God, we're going to be here for like 2 hours on this. I need to know Tiffany's source of information. Has Tiffany been to Kensington, Buckingham, wherever in the hell they live, Palace, St. James Infirmary or whatever? Has she been over there and talked to the queen, the future queen? Does she know for a fact she's alive is my question. Now, look, to be clear, I'm not saying that she's dead. I think she's alive and well. I think she's perfectly fine. Who knows? I could be wrong. But look at that. I could be wrong. Okay. So could these people. But we had to write a whole New York Times article about it and also throw Britney Spears' good name into it and the Free Britney movement by proxy. But here we have this loaded statement in her invented death. Well, it might be invented, but Tiffany should have said in her probably invented death or in her speculated death. Because has Tiffany been over there to check her vitals? Did she FaceTime with her? How does Tiffany know if the woman is alive or dead at any given moment? She doesn't put a sentence in there saying, I called Buckingham Palace and they allowed me to talk to Kate Middleton myself. That would be some type of credibility. And it's like, Tiffany wanted to put this whole thing about how she follows journalistic standards, but where did you get the information that the woman's alive? You didn't even cite it. You didn't say, well, Buckingham Palace says she's not dead. And so, no, she's being a snarky mean girl and trying to make you, the people, feel stupid. That's what's happening right here. I'm showing y'all how to spot it. In her invented death, the princess joins a host of other celebrities and public figures, from President Biden to Elon Musk, who scores of online detectives, again, trying to discredit you and your intuition and your discernment. Online detectives. Well, you're an online blogger as far as I'm concerned, Tiffany. You went to Columbia for 2 degrees to be an online blogger because that's all you're doing. You just wrote a blog post. This is certainly not an article, a sincere journalistic article. You're a blogger. And I think the online detectives are doing a much better job than you. Here are some examples of what we in the logic world call straw men. A straw man argument is where you build something up that nobody said in order to tear it down. It's also a false equivalence where you're making all this other stuff equal to the issue at hand. Let's discuss. In her invented death, the princess joins a host of other celebrities and public figures, from Biden to Elon Musk, who scores of online detectives has declared in recent months to be clones, body doubles, AI generated avatars, or otherwise not the living, breathing people they are. Okay, wait, hold on, girl. Why are we talking about Joe Biden and Elon Musk right now? Write a story about that. Give me some proof, give me some evidence, because right now you're just throwing out unsubstantiated allegations and rumors. You're quoting like probably bot accounts. You're not telling us who even tweeted this. What? Why are we talking about this? Clones, body doubles, AI generated avatars. Wait a second. I just saw an article. Let me find it. Check this out. Man uses AI clone to take a job interview. This was posted 2 days ago to Twitter. And yeah, it's a tweet, but look how I'm doing this. And I'm not even claiming to be a journalist. All right. I'm an online commentator, legal edutainer, talking on the internet as I am free to do, which the First Amendment protects my right to do because I live in the United States. So this on Twitter, but look, this is where I'm getting it from. This is who said it, JV Shaw, and there's a video of it. So look at it. Man uses AI clone to take a job interview.
Hi, how are you? Where are you calling from today?
I'm doing great, thanks, and I'm in London. I've been looking forward to discussing this opportunity with you today.
Great stuff. If it's okay with you, I'd like to dive straight into it. Can you tell me about a product that you've launched that you're proud of?
Why Tiffany didn't post an article about this? This man, what you tell me, which one's the clone? Which one's the AI clone?
Why?
Certainly, one of the products I'm most proud of is a mobile app that we designed to streamline online shopping for customers. It integrated AI-driven
Hello. Look, you can see it on the screen right here. AI apply.
recommendations and a highly intuitive UI.
Okay. So what exactly is the problem, Tiffany? What exactly is the problem with people speculating about an AI clone? In particular, when it's been shown, proven, admitted that these people have no problem using a fake AI photograph. Isn't that an AI clone? Isn't that an AI clone? Don't we have evidence of an AI clone? How about that misinformation, Tiffany? Body doubles. Well, speaking of Britney Spears, I mean, we have seen time and again, there are body doubles, stunt doubles, body doubles. When it's too dangerous for Britney to go, there is a body double. We have it on the, what is it, the Piece of Me or whatever music video set. Like another proven, admitted, commonplace thing in the industry. And again, y'all, this isn't new. People have been suspicious that their leaders are their leaders for a long time. This isn't new. They're trying to make you feel stupid for your natural intuition. What else? Not the living, breathing people they are. Okay, well, I guess Tiffany Sue went around and got vitals and took the pulses of every single person who she's talking about, and they're all alive. She got proof. She didn't tell us about what the proof is, but I love a good conspiracy theory as much as the next person. It's not my personal belief Joe Biden is dead. It's not my personal belief Elon Musk is dead. But my personal belief is I don't give a shit if somebody thinks they are. Like, okay, let's walk through. I'm in the Trader Joe's and somebody walks up to me and they're like, "Did you know Joe Biden is a clone? Did you know he's dead?" Well, I would probably disagree with the person, probably say, "I don't think so." But what difference does it make in me getting my groceries and going on about my day if that person thinks that? Why is the New York Times having to write these articles? And these are like, it's a complete red herring. Look over here, Joe Biden, Elon Musk, clones, body doubles. No. People are asking if the future Queen of England is alive because they're putting out fake photos of her, which I think is a reasonable question. But it's being framed by Tiffany Sue at the New York Times as online trolls, doubting that she exists. For many of the people pushing the falsehoods, the problem is, how does Tiffany know if it's true or false? It's not, you're not supposed to just state your opinion as a New York Times journalist. You're supposed to say how you know something's true or false. You're supposed to say, here's the facts, here's the truth, here's the evidence. Gotta go. Used to be news would give you a bunch of facts and evidence, and then at the end they would say, we don't know what the truth is. It's up to you, the people, to decide. But we live in a nanny state where we all got to, not only all got to believe exactly the same thing as each other, we got to believe the one thing that they want us to believe. And otherwise, we're conspiracy theorists, inventing deaths, and pushing falsehoods. What's the falsehood? Again, a loaded statement. Pushing the falsehoods. Which one of these is a falsehood? Because I know for a fact that Kate Middleton's Instagram, through the Buckingham, Kensington, whoever in the hell else palace, released an AI clone photograph. I know for a fact Britney Spears had a body double. I know for a fact there was an AI generated avatar of basically the entire future royal family. So which one of these is the falsehood? Because you need to stop being so vague, Tiffany. I know they taught you to be specific in journalism school. I know they did. For many of the people pushing the falsehoods, it's harmless fun. No, I don't. What? She's framing this as it's all trolls just having fun. Tiffany, people have bills to pay. People have lives to live. They're not going on the internet to do rumors for fun. They playing games for fun. They talking to their friends for fun. Going to do rumors about an AI clone and a body double for fun. I'm pretty sure the people who do actually believe that aren't having fun. They're probably terrified if they really believe that. They think they're spreading the word of their opinion, which they're allowed to do, especially in the United States of America. I don't know if you know this or not, but we have freedom of speech in this country. I don't know if you know that or not. Seems like you don't. Countless hours on the pursuit, following other skeptics down rabbit holes and demanding that celebrities provide proof of life. Yeah, I'm one of these people, and I did it for Britney Spears, and guess what? We were right, lest ye forget. I know the New York Times also kind of like sugarcoated a lot of Britney's story with the framing Britney Spears. I know they used the entirety of the Free Britney movement's work, our body of work, my body of work, with giving me absolutely no credit. I know they did that. So I'm kind of used to the New York Times not really having their shit together. But the New York Times itself has had to basically come out and admit that the conspiracy theories about Britney Spears were correct. And in fact, they've adopted those theories as their own now. Things that I was being called a conspiracy theorist for in 2020 is now the official New York Times opinion, is now the official position of not only the New York Times, but of the state of California, of the probate courts. But it was a conspiracy theory when I was saying it. I had to take the brunt, and the rest of the Free Britney movement had to take the brunt of this type of allegation. They spend countless hours online, skeptically combing through court documents, skeptically doubting Britney's family, the people closest to her, inventing theories about financial mismanagement and abuse. Well, that flipped real quick, didn't it? So now they're back to that. Spend countless hours following other skeptics down rabbit holes and demanding celebrities provide proof of life. Whatever the motivation, what lingers is an urge to question reality. Misinformation, experts say. Like you, the one spewing the misinformation right now, because you're a misinformation expert according to your little bio. Lately, despite extensive, here's comes some dog whistles. Y'all ready? Despite extensive and incontrovertible evidence to the contrary, such evidence, I will have you note, she does not include. What is the if the evidence is so strong that it's incontrovertible, where is it? And it's the New York Times, so y'all got to believe it. And if you disagree, you're an online troll, doubting the existence of a future queen. Despite extensive and incontrovertible evidence to the contrary, which I will not provide you with, the same sense of suspicion has contaminated conversations about elections, race, healthcare, and climate. I just want to click and see. Health misinformation is evolving. This, okay. I don't want to get too much into this. I'm sure if you actually follow this channel, you know what my opinions probably are. I read between the lines. I'm not allowed to say my full opinion right now. But she links the health disinformation issues that people have had. And she's saying lately, despite this evidence, the same sense of suspicion has contaminated conversations about election, race, healthcare, and climate. When you click on the link, the healthcare she's talking about is the you know what that lasted, 2-3 years or whatever, and we're still dealing with. And I got to be very careful about what I say right now, but I do want to get a little bit of my opinion out. If you're still around in this video, like the video. It was supposed to be about 30 minutes long. We're already an hour, 10 minutes in, but I'm posting it. I was one of those people who believed in the science. 2020, if you would have found me 4 years ago at this point, 2020, beginning of 2020, I was absolutely glued to my television every single day in the first couple weeks of the you know what. They had Dr. Anthony, you know who out there, Bird, whatever her name was, the president at the time, Trump. They would stand behind that podium every day and they would tell us things. Some of those things ended up not being true. But at the time they said them, they really thought they were true. They were working with their best information. So that's fine. I'll give them a pass. I'll give them a pass on that. Some of the things being told to us by the people that I trusted, I was not skeptical. I was an idiot, gullible, naive. I blindly, without looking into anything myself, trusted my government to tell me the truth. I trusted the number one doctor in the country or whatever in the hell they're calling him to tell us to the best of his knowledge the truth. I didn't go to Yale Medical School and graduate first in my class. I didn't think I was in a position to do my own research. People saying they wanted to do their own research, I was laughing at those people, making fun of them. I was saying, yeah, okay, like you could do better research than the head of the NIH. Ha, 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 ha. Yes, that was me. Yes, that was. I'm not ashamed to admit it. But then, come to find out, some of the stuff they were telling us, which at the time I believed was life or death information. At the time, I really did believe that. But what they were telling us about certain things, precautions, etc., some of those things, they knew it for a fact. When they were telling it to us, we the people, it was not true. For a fact. And now they've come out and said, well, here's my reasons for lying to you about a healthcare situation. Here's my reasons for lying, for misleading, for speaking falsehoods to the American public and the global public who are relying on them as experts, trusting them as governmental powers, Trump included, to tell us the damn truth. We were scared. I know some of y'all weren't, and that's good for you. I'm glad for you. But that wasn't where I was at the time. And that's not where a lot of us were at the time. But come to find out, they were literally, Tiffany, they were lying to us. Lying means telling somebody something not true, and you know for a fact it's not true at the time, or you have reason to believe it's not true. Presenting something as if it is a fact that you don't actually know if it's true or not. That's a lie. Our government has lied to us. And so that might explain, Tiffany, why, quote, lately, there has been a sense of suspicion contaminating conversations about healthcare, for example. But she throws all these buzzwords in. Healthcare, climate, race, election. These are all such important topics. We got to stop with the contaminating. Bitch, a healthy debate ain't a contamination. Unless you're a propaganda pusher who needs the narrative to only be one thing. I would actually love for Tiffany to come on this channel and debate with me over this issue alone. I'll go on the New York Times and debate. Just let me record it too so I can post the full thing. I'm nowhere near anti you know what, nothing like that. Nothing like that. But what I know for a fact is Dr. Anthony, you know who, has admitted to lying, has admitted to not telling us, we the people, the truth. We pay him. He derives his power and his paycheck from the consent of the governed. I don't consent to being lied to. And that is probably, Tiffany, why we're a little bit suspicious now. Because if somebody lies one time, what's to stop them from lying again? You're not writing articles about that. It's justified suspicion, just like it's justified suspicion that Kate Middleton posted a fake photo, or someone did. And now it's like, where in the hell is this woman? And you're trying to make us feel stupid? Miss me with that bit. Miss me with it. Another thing. People try to act like when I come for these journalists like this, it's the same thing. It's like Mean Girls. It's like drama. No, ma'am. This is the New York Times. Perhaps the most powerful media brand in the country. This is a journalist who has access to the resources, the power to shape history. This will be the historical narrative, not what I'm saying. I'm some girl on the internet. Whenever 200, 400 years from now, they go back and look into what was being told to us, they're going to read this. They're not going to see this video. This is history. This isn't I'm a mean girl. This is very important because one day I'm not going to be here and one day y'all are not going to be here. The only thing left is going to be like this. It's a clown show. She's leaving out some very important context for history. The suspicion. Oh, don't get me started on that Kyle Rittenhouse case. Don't get me started on it. Because what they didn't calculate for in that case was citizen journalists, was people on the ground with a camera who were going to send that camera footage into the trial court. I won't say anything more. Do your own research on it. It's all out there. Elections. Do y'all remember that video I posted about Bridgeport, Connecticut? A town official was stuffing the ballot boxes. There's surveillance video of it, and she's being tried in court for it. This is, to quote my new friend Tiffany, incontrovertible evidence. The woman showed up with stacks. This is a local election, not a presidential election, but this is proven. She showed up with stacks of ballots, stuffing ballot boxes, literally. Perhaps, Tiffany, you could have included that as context as to why the sense of suspicion is alive and well in the American public right now. But you didn't do that. You failed to do that. You neglected to do that. Either because you yourself are a shill or because you're like those writers on the Dan Schneider set and you're too scared to lose your little paycheck. You're so desperate to be a part of this machine that you're willing to do shit like this. History has its eyes on you, girl, and so do I. Much of the internet, listen to all these big words she's about to throw in here. Much of the internet now disagrees on basic facts, a phenomenon exacerbated by intensifying political polarization, distrust of institutions such as news and academia, as well as the rise of artificial intelligence and other technologies that can warp people's perception of truth. Well, you are doing just that right now, bitch. You are doing just that right now, Tiffany. You're warping our perception of truth by framing a legitimate, justified public interest matter as online trolls doubting somebody exists. Hello? Again, you're leaving out some important context. I'm not going to beat the dead horse. I just talked about it on this paragraph. But we disagree on basic facts because our government has lied to us about some very important stuff, including the you-know-what 19, where it came from. Because I remember there being a time, got to be careful again, that whenever people were speculating that this particular virus came from a so-called lab in a certain country, it was literally, they were called racist. It's racist. These conspiracy theorists are racist. Well, now I think it's pretty common knowledge exactly where it came from. And it was where the alleged racists were conspiracy theorizing on where it came from. So could it be, Tiffany, that you maybe should have included that type of context and why this suspicion is growing? I was so disillusioned by being lied to like that. I left the political system. That is the final straw that broke the camel's back for me. Is that instead of being able to say, whoa, they lied to us, I was being called a Trumper for pointing out basic facts. Basic facts. They didn't tell us the truth. They knew exactly where it came from, and they were saying it was racist conspiracy theories. The reason we distrust, Tiffany, institutions such as news, such as the mighty New York Times, such as CNN, is because of this and this and this. This is why we don't trust y'all, because you're out here playing in our face. And then they play in our face. The rise of artificial intelligence is one of the reasons for it. Yeah, no Sherlock. No Nancy Drew. The woman posted on her Instagram account a fake picture. Of course, people are going to be distrustful. This is the most unbelievable gaslighting I think I've ever seen. I was going to say she should be fired, but she's doing her job. It's propaganda. They're playing in our face. In such an environment, celebrity conspiracy theories became a way to take control of a really precarious, scary, unsettling moment. said assistant professor Schill. The darkness characterizing our politics is going to insert itself into even the more lighthearted accusations of speculation. It just speaks to a sense of unease in the world. It's like she's just throwing every damn thing in the pot like she's making a gumbo. What in the hell are we talking about? Are we talking about Biden clones? Are we talking about conspiracy theories, viruses, healthcare, race, elections, climate? What the are you even talking about? What is this article even about? Other than to make us feel stupid for our justified concerns. Celebrity conspiracy theories became a way to take control of a really precarious and unsettling moment. Yes, you know what the unsettling moment was? Being lied to by our institutions, being lied to, being lied to. That's what made us feel scared. That's what was precarious. And so people like me had to come float down from the ivory tower, had to come float down from Winston and Strawn, big law firms, to say, y'all are trying to make them feel stupid like they don't know the law. Well, I do. And you're full of shit. I got summoned. I got literally summoned because of this. It's a way to take control of a really, no, let me do my professor voice. Y'all know I got one. I see it as a way to really take control of a really precarious and scary, unsettling moment. We had to take control, Whitney Phillips, because we were being lied to. We, the people, sat idly by and trusted institutions such as the New York Times, CNN, the NIH, and come to find out they weren't telling us the truth. And they knew at the time they weren't telling us the truth. No shit, Sherlock. No shit, Nancy Drew. We had to take control. And the conspiracy theories were right. We were right. We were right. And now when history looks back, they're going to see this New York Times article and they're going to think, whoa, people were so dumb. They were stupid. Pop culture history is suffused with post-mortem claims that famous dead people are still alive. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Now comes the reverse. Not now comes, girl. People have been speculating about people being dead for like millennia. It's not new. In recent weeks, frenzied online chatter claimed that Catherine was dead or even in an induced coma. A rumor dismissed by the palace as ludicrous. Well, I don't believe a damn one word comes out of them people's mouth. They have a very large stake, a very large interest in maintaining control, maintaining power, and in particular, maintaining control of the narrative, which they are experts at. They're very good at it. And up until now, they've been super lucky that people like me and me in particular haven't been making content about them. But you know what? I've actually been looking for a reason to start making content about this family. And so I am going to start doing so. Also, again, I just want to ask y'all, try and erase the top layers of conditioning out of your brain and let me talk to that innermost part of you that has some damn sense. Okay. I want to talk to that part. Part of you that has some sense. Hey, you in there? Hey, okay. Let me ask you a question. Let's say this is true, that it's ludicrous, frenzied online chatter that she's dead. The girl ain't dead. She ain't in a coma. Let's say. So what? What's the harm? Really think about it. Pause the video if you need to. What's the harm? Who's harmed? Take a step further. New question. Why do we need a New York Times article about it? If the New York Times is going to write an article, why wasn't the article? We interviewed Kate Middleton. She's fine. Hello? We the people in particular of the United States. Hello? Y'all out there, listen up. Why is the New York Times writing this article? This article with this slant. Why wasn't the article titled, "We investigated whether Kate Middleton is alive"? We reached out to the palace and asked to speak to her and we were denied access. Why doesn't the article say that? Why does the article say online trolls doubt Kate Middleton and Britney Spears' existence? Why is there all this side circus about clones, body doubles, AI, dead, alive, Tupac, Elvis? They're throwing every damn conspiracy theory in the book at us. Why doesn't it just say Kate Middleton's alive? We checked. Because the only thing happening in this article Tiffany's doing is she's speculating. She ain't showing me any proof of anything. She's assuming that Kate Middleton is alive, just like these people who she's calling names are assuming that she's not. Again, I believe Kate Middleton is alive. I believe she's just fine, and this is all a big distraction from something else. What else? I don't know. Who knows? She might be dead. Who cares? Who cares what other people think about some dead family's queen? Who cares if they think it? This is propaganda to control the narrative, to make you feel stupid for talking to your coworker at the lunch table about where's Kate Middleton. Oh, yeah, that's conspiracy theories. Okay, moving on. Get back to work. Internet sleuths, again, who were summoned because our government institutions were lying to our face. You left that part out. Declared that photos of Catherine in cars with her mother and husband were actually another woman who lacked the princess's facial moles. So what? There's people online who think Kate Middleton has a body double, a completely ordinary, run-of-the-mill thing for celebrities to have body doubles. So what, Tiffany? So fucking what? You don't have nothing else to concern yourself with? The fact we were lied to by our government? You don't want to investigate some of that? You don't want to investigate why they posted a fake picture of her? This is what you're doing with your time, with your 2 Columbia degrees? And this is why I had to check out. This is why I had to check out of what y'all were doing, because it's clown show over there. Last week, the palace, now she finally gets to it. Last week, the palace sparked more conjecture with a Mother's Day image of the royal with her 3 children. Inconsistencies in the clothing and background of the portrait led to rumors. This is so dishonest. This is disinformation. This is how you spot it, guys. This is how you spot it. The AP, Associated Press, sent out a kill notice on that photo. It was so fake. It was so doctored. It was so fraudulent that even the AP had to come out and say, y'all stop using that picture as fake. Okay. Why didn't the New York Times mention that? Why didn't Tiffany, the disinformation expert, mention that it was disinformation? That picture was disinformation. She's the expert. She's the misinformation queen over there at New York Times for technology. The technology misinformation queen failed to mention in her mentioning of the photo that it was indeed fake and that the AP sent out a kill notice on it. Look how she described it. Rumors that the image had been lifted from old photos in an attempt to hide her true whereabouts. Rumors. By the time she apologized for editing the image, the hashtag was spreading on social media. Where is for history's sake, Tiffany, where is the factual statement that it was a fake image that the AP sent out a kill notice for? Where is that? Why you didn't say that? Disinformation, misinformation technology queen of New York Times with your Columbia degrees. Why didn't you say that? I know why. I'll tell you why. It's because it adds credibility. It opens a more robust debate. It adds credibility to the rumors. You're calling them rumors. What they really were at the time was speculation, conspiracy theories. And they were right. Yet another just right here buried in your own story. A conspiracy theory. That was right, correct, accurate. Misinformation, disinformation queen didn't bother writing an article about that. She didn't even mention it in the paragraph about the fake picture. Poor Catherine. She had to come out and apologize. And look how she frames it, editing the image. It's fake. It's fake. It's not real. It's a fake image. Another video of Catherine and her husband at a farmer's market. And if y'all think Kate Middleton, after just coming out of abdominal surgery, is going to the damn farmer's market, y'all think she goes grocery shopping for her own damn self? She goes and picks up what she wants from the farmer's market? No. It was a PR stunt. Combed over by conspiracy theorists. Again, she leaves out that the conspiracy theorists are coming out because they have already been caught lying. If it's not clear by now, hour and a half in, I can't deal with a liar. I can't deal with a lie. I can't deal with somebody being misleading. At a store, recent days, combed over by conspiracy theorists. who said she looked too blurry, too healthy, too thin, too flat-haired, too unprotected by bodyguards to really be the princess. So what? So what? So what? Somebody online said, well, it's too blurry. I can't really tell if it's her. What's that's not new. And it certainly isn't news. So what? So fucking what? So what? They were online saying the picture was blurry and that's not Kate Middleton. Their wedding was the most televised event in history or some shit. So what? People can speculate, Tiffany. We got the nanny state over here pushing propaganda telling us we can't speculate about the most famous people in the freaking country, the most famous family possibly in the world. And maybe number 2 was the Spearses. Throw the Kardashians in there. Kate Middleton is the victim. She's victim. She married into this family knowing exactly, growing up in England, knowing exactly how the tabloids and the media and the people online are going to treat scandal, rumor. Even when there is no scandal, they're going to make some out of nothing. This week, after a video showing the Union flag at half-staff at the palace, social media users interpreted the footage as a sign that either Princess or King Charles III, who has cancer, had died. The video turned out to be of a building in Istanbul in 2022 after Queen Elizabeth had died. Okay, so some false news had circulated. Oh, fine. You can I guess you can say that. I mean, I'm not really sure it's worth a New York Times article, but moving on. Recycled footage, easy to make computer-generated images, a general reluctance by most audiences to fact check, which is what I'm doing right now. Fact checking Miss Tiffany. And come to find out, she's a little bit full of shit. Easily debunked claims and even foreign disinformation efforts can help fuel doubt. So now the New York Times is admitting that foreign disinformation efforts do indeed exist. Now, I've been knowing this. I learned about the Russian interference attempts. I'm not saying that they actually successfully affected any election. That's not what I'm saying. But there is incontrovertible proof. They indeed did send out memes that were intended to polarize American audiences, American voters in particular, to fight with each other, to spread disinformation. Like there is incontrovertible proof that they did attempt to do that. Now, did it actually affect the election outcome? I am not putting any opinion out on that. But speaking of easy to make computer generated images, Miss Future Queen Catherine herself actually did post just one of those, just exactly that. So, I mean, Tiffany, the misinformation technology queen of the New York Times, she wants to point out that other people, you can't even make it up. They're playing in our face. Kate posted a fake image that Tiffany doesn't come out and say. Fake, false, misleading, misinformation, disinformation picture using AI tools. She doesn't even mention that. She doesn't say it like that. Oh, but look, people in the public are putting out fake stuff. She'll go ahead and point that out. They put out a fake video, a misleading video. Fine. And she's blaming we the people of making computer generated images. But she just still fails to mention that that's exactly what Kate Middleton's Mother's Day picture was. Hello. A general reluctance by most audiences to fact check can help fuel doubt in celebrities' existence. I don't know why she keeps saying existence. No one doubts Joe Biden existed or exists. No one doubts the existence of a Catherine, Princess of Wales. No one doubts the existence of a Britney Spears. What they doubt is for the safety, the health, and the whereabouts, which is perfectly justified, even if the people are wrong. We're in an era where nobody can be wrong about nothing. Nobody can have a different opinion about anything without disinformation, misinformation queen coming and laugh at and make fun of them while leaving out all of the reasons for which they have justified and valid concerns. There are rumors that Mr. Biden is played by several masked actors, including Jim Carrey. Okay, so some people think that Joe Biden is a man in a mask. Okay. Why don't you write a whole story about how he's not? Show me the proof, get a mask expert. I don't think he is. Just to be clear, I don't think he is. I think he can't walk, can't talk, has dementia, has cognitive decline, and shouldn't be the president. But I don't think it's a man in a mask. I certainly don't think it's Jim Carrey playing Joe Biden. But who knows? I've never met the man, never seen him in person. I don't know. And at this point, I just watched somebody do a job interview as an AI clone. I don't know what I can trust anymore. And that's why I tell y'all, just do your own research, use your own discernment, and use your own intuition. But that is the last thing that somebody like the New York Times as an institution wants or needs. The last thing that the White House needs is for y'all to be doing your own research and using your own judgment, because you are born with an instinct. You are born with millions of years of evolution that's helped you and your ancestors to stay alive, to sniff out bullshit. And it's this stuff like this that makes you second guess it. It gets you all up in your left brain like, oh, well, logically, it doesn't make sense that the president would be a man in a mask. I mean, I'm not trying to get into the both sides of it, because y'all are going to interpret it as I think Joe Biden is in a mask or something, and I don't. But Tiffany is a nobody in the grand scheme of the world. Do you think she was in the White House with Joe Biden? Do you think if there was masks somewhere in some bunker, Tiffany would know about them? Do you think if Joe Biden was an AI clone, anybody would tell Tiffany, the media girl at the New York Times? No. But here she is acting holier than thou, like she's got some information we don't have. No, girl, tell us why you think this. Maybe I'll be convinced. Because for me, I don't think Joe Biden is a guy in a mask, just because I just don't. I haven't seen enough compelling evidence. I don't know what I'm looking at that's real and not real anymore. And I need like some court doc. I need something else. Also, I haven't really looked into the theory. There are rumors that Mr. Biden is played by several masked actors. Okay, I don't believe those rumors, but so what? Again, just I need somebody to tell me what is the harm. Misinformation, disinformation. Are you aware? Are you aware? For a very long time, people have believed bizarre things. Like, I know y'all remember the rumor going around about Michael Jackson and Marilyn Manson having their rib cage removed so that they could do certain things on themselves. A lot of people believed that. Again, some people believe the earth is flat. Some people believe it's round. Some believe it's a firmament. Some people believe reptilians are running the So what? Why do you care? Some people believe in Santa Claus. Some people believe in fairies. Some people believe in witchcraft. Some people believe in Jesus. Some people believe that Krishna is the Godhead. So what? Why don't y'all go do something with your life? Help people. Worry about something else. Do a makeup tutorial. Who gives a shit that there's rumors that the president is an actor with a mask? Now, if she was to come out and say Joe Biden is not in a mask and I have the proof, that's news. I understand. That's cool. Thank you. There's some evidence. There's some facts that you showing it to me. You show me why you think it. That's what I try to tell y'all. Why I think things. What made me come to the conclusion. And sometimes why I think things is I got a message from the mothership. I saw a picture of her and I said, I'm getting Columbia vibes. Went straight to her LinkedIn and there, sure enough. I didn't have proof. Now I do from LinkedIn. But do I know for a fact she graduated from Columbia? No. I would need to probably email the school, see it on a list. I would need more proof because I've seen other people put things on their LinkedIn that were fake. Carleton, Guelph, for example. Elon Musk is one of up to 30 clones, according to the rapper Kanye West. Okay, so now we're making a New York Times article about Elon Musk being a clone because Kanye West said. I'm not getting into what I think, okay, on if Elon Musk is a clone. Actually, I will. I don't think Elon Musk is a clone. But hear me out. Hear me out. If there were clones, I think that one of the richest men in the world, perhaps I think he might be the richest man in the world, the most powerful man in the world in many ways. He owns a space company, a tunnel company. He owns Twitter. He owns an electric car company, the most successful one probably in the world. Like if anybody has access to cloning themselves, I mean, what's to stop Elon Musk from hiring an entire lab worth of people to work on that in the last, several years? Again, I do not think that is the case. I don't think it's the case. I don't think that. I really don't. But I do know sheeps have been cloned like 20 years ago. And I do know the technology to clone humans does exist. There's just laws against it. So we have to just assume that everybody's following the law. But I mean, just from my Ozempic research alone, I see that very powerful companies and corporations can hire scientists to work for just them and do studies for just them. So I don't know. Elon Musk is in this whole like transhumanism thing. He does have Neuralink, which is a company I forgot about. But like, if anybody is cloning themselves, it might be the most rich and powerful transhumanist in the world. And then Consider the source. It's Kanye West. What in the hell does he know about clones? So we're writing a whole entire article and using as support for online internet trolls being insane Kanye West clone theory? That has really nothing to do with this topic. But you know what does have something to do with this topic? The fact that they put out a fake picture, AI generated picture of Kate Middleton. She don't mention that, but she mentions the clone theory. Last year, Russia's president Vladimir Putin was confronted during a stream news conference by an AI generated version of himself asking about his rumored body doubles, which that's funny. I didn't know that. And now we get to the point. Now we get to the point of this article. This is why they wrote it. This is why she wrote it or was instructed to or whatever. Peeks into celebrities' lives were once carefully curated and rationed through a limited set of media outlets. And guess what now, baby? People like me, people like Andy, Sloan, Melanie, Rabbit. Nobody's curating us. Nobody's filtering shit through us. I'll go into your court record. I'll go into the public record. Yes, I will. They don't like that. They don't like that. They want this carefully curated ration. And again, Tiffany, we ain't talking about a celebrity. We talking about the future head of state, the mother of the future king of England. That's who we talking about. It's not a celebrity. If y'all wanted to be celebrities, then y'all need to resign from accepting taxpayer money and go star in some movies. You ain't a celebrity. You ain't a private citizen. You are willingly, knowingly married into the most famous political family, perhaps in the world. And this is a long, long line. I mean, over 1,000 years, these people have ruled over England and many other countries, colonizing, destroying, usurping, stealing, other things that I can't even say. These people been at it for a while. The bold-faced, unmitigated audacity that the global public, who these people and their ancestors have absolutely affected in many, many inconceivable ways, the audacity to even imply or believe that we're not allowed to have any opinion at all about it, including wonder if she's dead, is asinine, inappropriate, and absolutely unacceptable. But then taking it a step further, that the New York Times greenlit this propaganda piece, basically making us feel or trying to make us feel stupid for asking very valid questions, justified questions by their own actions, posting fake pictures. It's unforgivable. It's unforgivable. And here she is at the end, Miss Media, Miss Disinformation, Misinformation, Technology Queen. Celebrities used to have a carefully curated image. Few public figures faced the kind of uproar that Paul McCartney did in 1969 when a rumor circulated that the Beatle had died years earlier and had been replaced by a doppelganger. The supposed evidence, winking lyrics and secret messages in reverse tracks on Beatles songs, so enthralled the public that Mr. McCartney sat through multiple interviews and photo shoots to prove his presence on the mortal coil. Well, girl, at least them people were citing some evidence, because so far I've seen no evidence from you. The only thing I've seen in this whole entire article so far that Miss Tiffany includes as evidence is the palace made a statement that the rumors were ludicrous. That's your evidence? Well, that's not very strong. It's about as strong as a song lyric. These days, these meddling kids on the internet, celebrity content is widely and constantly available. Public engagement is a crucial and often solicited part of the publicity apparatus. Privacy is not. Reality is retouched and run through filters, allowing some public figures to appear ageless while sparking unreasonable suspicions about those who don't. When fans, all right, again, fans, we're not talking about fans. We're talking about members of the public, the people who are concerned about where their future queen is. That's just a false equivalence. Fans. Why are we talking about Paul McCartney and Britney Spears at all? We should be talking about other royals. We should be talking about members of political families. We should not be talking about Britney Spears or Paul McCartney. What in the hell does that have to do with anything? This is not celebrity. This is a future queen of England. When fans believe a famous person to be in distress, cracking the case is treated as a communal bonding activity born of a sense of entitlement under the guise of concern. False and fuck you, Dr. Luckett. Fuck you. Guess what, Dr. Luckett? I don't know if you heard or not, but Britney Spears was actually held against her will. Britney Spears was actually trafficked and abused and stolen from. Held hostage, held prisoner, couldn't see her kids, couldn't decide what birth control to take, not take, couldn't even decide. Britney Spears couldn't decide what she was eating for dinner each night for 13 years. 13 years, Dr. Luckett. 13 years legally abused, trafficked, held hostage. This is in court papers, lady. This has already been admitted. Britney Spears herself said it. So now the New York Times, who frankly plagiarized our work, the conspiracy theorist work, was frankly plagiarized by the New York Times. They adopted the conspiracy theories as their own whenever it just got too undeniable, incontrovertible. Now they want to print this bullshit. These people are like, they are like entitled. They have a sense of entitlement. Concern trolling. No. We knew, because we have instincts and intuition that have kept us alive for millennia, that something was wrong, that Britney was not okay. And in fact, she was not okay. There was no trolling about it. The people trolling actually were Chloe Mayloss, gaslighting us, saying we had no reason to be concerned. The conservatorship was good for her, good for the family. Hybrid business model. We were gaslit and called conspiracy theorists, and this is how it's being rewritten. When fans believe a famous person to be in distress, cracking the case is treated as a communal bonding activity born of a sense of entitlement under the guise of concern. False and fuck you. Fuck you. It's about wanting to control how this person responds to me, wanting to be a part of their narrative. I've already exhausted all the information that's been out there, and now I need more, she said, noting that a similar impulse animates the current obsession with true crime tales. I don't think it's necessarily that you want to rescue or help. F you. It's exactly why I got involved. I put my career on the line, lost my career to help Britney Spears. Just because Dr. Luckett can't fathom with her soulless black hole of an existence that somebody might want to actually help somebody who has been an inspiration to them, doesn't mean it's not true. And here you have the New York Times only giving you that side of it. I think y'all should write letters to the New York Times peacefully. I think y'all ought to tag them on Twitter and say, this is just preposterous. It's preposterous. Who on God's green earth is Dr. Luckett? And why the fuck do I need to believe her opinion about what my intentions are? No, I don't consent. No, I don't consent to Dr. fucking Luckett telling people what my intentions are. I'm going to tell y'all what they are. I don't consent to Dr. Luckett saying it. My intentions were to help Britney. And guess what I did, Dr. Luckett? Helped her. Free Britney movement probably saved her life. Probably saved her life. Dr. Luckett. I don't think it's necessarily that you want to rescue or help. Well, regardless if that's what we wanted to do or not, we sure did help her. We sure did rescue her. She sure did get out of that conservatorship, the legal one. Britney Spears, fresh out of a restrictive conservatorship, shared a series of unfiltered and often eccentric posts last year that some fans have read as evidence that she had been replaced by a stand-in. So, why is this New York Times newsworthy? So what? And it's interesting to me that Tiffany Sue is focusing on those theories and not the other conspiracy theories that have now been proven as true. She didn't say, well, to combat, just a counter argument to what Dr. Luckett said, Britney Spears fans were doing just that. And they did actually help her. And they actually were right. She didn't say that. Why not? Why not? So-called Britney truthers. I don't know who a Britney truther is. I never heard anybody calling themselves that. I'm not one of those because I don't even know what it is. So-called Britney truthers analyzed what they considered to be discrepancies in Britney's tattoos. Gaps in her teeth, color of her eyes. So what? That's what we did with Free Britney too. And she was writing SOS on her hat. She wrote SOS on her hat. Yes, she did. I saw it. That's what we did in Free Britney. Well, Britney's being held against her will. I remember the first time I ever heard somebody say Britney's being held hostage against her will, I thought it was a conspiracy theory. It was right around the same time I was still trusting the experts with the other stuff. I was like, there's no way she's being held against her will. That's why I got involved in Free Britney. I was like, let me look at the court documents. I'll just look. Come to find out, they had lied in the court documents and said she had dementia. So I started talking about that. It didn't matter about the SOS and the spinning around. What matters is the court documents that said she had dementia and they didn't give any proof. So I don't understand what's the problem. Why is Tiffany so concerned that people are looking at Britney having different tattoos? That Britney has gaps in her teeth sometimes and not sometimes. So what? It is true. Sometimes her teeth look different. So in one forum, a thread titled, "She's Been Cloned," garnered nearly 400 comments. We don't know if the 400 comments were in support or disagreement. It might have been a robust debate. Maybe by the end of it, everybody agreed she wasn't. Also, one thing she's leaving out is it's called "She's Been Cloned" because Britney has a song wherein she repeats the phrase, "She's been cloned, she's been cloned." So it probably was like a play on a lyric, which I know for a fact, a basic fact, Tiffany Sue knows about her lyrics. Look at this next line. A popular hashtag warped one of Britney's best known lyrics into "It's Britney glitch," which appeared alongside claims that a lookalike was using an AI filter to mimic the singer online. Okay, so she can mention this lyric, "It's Britney glitch," but she can't mention some important context that Britney Spears has a lyric, quote, "She's been cloned, she's been cloned." So what's this thread about? Didn't link the thread. Why not? We're in a nanny state. Our nanny, Tiffany, is telling us what to believe and not providing the evidence of where it came from. Is there even a thread out there called "She's Been Cloned"? I don't know. I don't see a link for it. Maybe there is. Probably there is. Do I believe there is? Yeah. Because that's one of Britney Spears' song lyrics. So what are these 400 comments? I have no link here. I can't go read it. Tiffany didn't provide her evidence. She didn't cite her source. And so I don't know. Maybe 389 of the comments are, "Y'all are so stupid for thinking that." Britney, who was filmed in Las Vegas this year, has repeatedly dismissed falsehoods about her demise or brushes with death. "It makes me sick to my stomach that it's even legal for people to make up stories that I almost died." She wrote on Instagram, which there are many people who have access to the Instagram, which is public knowledge. I don't know who wrote that. Again, something that Tiffany, if she was concerned about real facts, true information, would have looked into and would have said, but she didn't, which indicates to me she don't give a shit about real facts or truth. She cares about the nanny state propaganda push that she's making right now. A few months later, Britney posted and then deleted, "I am not dead, people." She was quoted by People in October saying, "No more conspiracy, no more lies." But I mean, who she talking about? No more conspiracy. They've gone and take the dog whistle conspiracy theory word and mutated it into, I don't even know. Can we come back to a definition on what that even means? What's it even mean? It's another dog whistle. I don't know who posted what, but maybe she was talking about the criminal conspiracy that was perpetuated against her, her family, her children, her body, her money. Maybe that's the conspiracy she's talking about. But here we have Tiffany Sue, misinformation queen of New York Times, telling us Britney Spears was basically calling fans out and saying no more conspiracy. Conspiracy theory peddlers, kind of like Tiffany, are not necessarily believers. Some of the top voices behind voter fraud lies have admitted in court that their claims were false. Okay, that's important to note. Thank you. Ed Spencer, a lecturer at Queen Mary University, one of these started a university, and that's where the professor professes, said publicly trying to unmask a bogus celebrity could feel playful. This month, a years-old conspiracy theory involving the singer Avril Lavigne resurfaced in a tongue-in-cheek podcast from the comedian Joanne McNally, who named the first episode "What the Hell." The claim is that Avril died and was supplanted by a doppelganger, and it originated from a Brazilian blog called Avril Está Morta, or Avril is Dead, which itself noted how susceptible the world is to believing in things no matter how strange they seem. I mean, Like half the world believes that Jesus turned water into wine, which seems pretty strange, but like y'all believe it. So in 2017, more than 700 people signed an online petition pushing Avril and her double to provide proof of life. So what? You have to know that when you are a public figure that you are going to be subject to public concern and some theories. That doesn't matter. It would be different if it was like someone showed up at her house with a gun, someone showed up and threatened her, someone was at her kid's school, someone's harassing her. That's different. Those are crimes. This right here is just people having a weird opinion about something weird. Like, let people be weird and shut up. Go do something with yourself. Fans themselves are vocal performers. The web and especially TikTok are platforms for performance. It's more about content creation and circulation. With all of this existing, existing as a kind of scene. It's about the attention economy more than anything else. It is for some people, but it is not for some people because that would have to also apply to CNN. It would have to also apply to the New York Times. They have YouTube channels. They have Twitter accounts. They have Instagram accounts. Nobody is accusing them of content creation, clout chasing, vocal performing. No one accused Chloe Malos of being a performer and CNN being her set. No one accused Tiffany Sue of being a performer and the New York Times pages, her blog being her set. No. It's propaganda to make you feel stupid for trusting somebody or the information that you see and you find on your own, because we gotta trust the experts. You gotta trust the people who went to school for it. You just have to. No, you don't. They lie. They are misinformation experts in more than one way. Dr. Spencer, who worked on academic papers at the Queen Mary's School on rumors related to Beyonce, said it was possible to defang celebrity conspiracy theories. In 2020, a politician in Florida accused the singer, Beyonce, of faking her Black heritage for exposure and said she was actually an Italian named Anne Marie Lastrassi in league with a deep state plot involving the Black Lives Matter movement. Her supporters adopted Lastrassi as a term of endearment and incorporated it into a fan fiction and online tributes. Beyonce herself has addressed claims that she and her husband Jay-Z are in a secret society, singing on Formation, y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess. This is different. This is different. Why? Because it's the actual person speaking back out against it. And I think this is how it should go. Some guy made some rumor. The fans made it into a joke and addressed it and kind of reappropriated the term of the rumor. Beyonce addressed it in a funny lyric and we moved on. That's fine. What's wrong with that? That's nothing like this case where this woman is trying to act like online trolls doubt the existence of Britney Spears and Kate Middleton. It's not the same, girl. It's not the same. It all comes back to the issue of authenticity and the crisis of confidence in people's perception of authenticity. This is a bunch of nonsense words that Dr. Spencer put together to make you feel like it all got a neat, tidy little bow at the end of it. And it's bullshit. Yes, it is. People are constantly questioning what they are seeing. And we should. And we should. And we should. I'm not sorry about it. And in fact, I'm more certain that it has been the right thing to do today than I ever have been in the past. Because Bam Margera being held against his will was a conspiracy theory till he came out and said that it was true. Britney being held against her will was a conspiracy theory till she came out and said that it was true. Amanda Bynes being held against her will was a conspiracy theory till she came out and said that it was true. Dahlia Takali being perhaps held against her will was a conspiracy theory until she came out and told police in Tulsa, Oklahoma that she was being trafficked. I didn't even say she was being, I didn't even say that. I just said, where is she? Is she missing? Because she was missing from social media. I mean, there was all these missing persons posts. It's all conspiracy theories until there's incontrovertible evidence of the contrary. And then what you gonna do? You're gonna look like this. This how you gonna look. This video is like literally at least an hour and a half longer than I expected it to be. If you stuck around for the whole thing, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Like the video, share the video. I think I've made some pretty important points in this video. I may even cut it into shorts. If y'all want to cut it into shorts, post it on your channel. That'd be good. The parts that you think are good and compelling, because it's like over 2 hours of recording at this point. And I do think there's some important points I made in here that deserve kind of being out there alone on their own. But I did want to put this all out there. I've been incensed, seething about this since I saw it last night. I think I made it pretty clear what my points are. So that's all I'll say for today. Happy Friday, happy weekend. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation and speech is free. Love you, mean it. Okay, bye.